Everyone, this is Luminous coming to you guys with a pro Dota commentary. This commentary is affiliated with DC, and for more commentaries and content, check us out on DotaCommentaries.com. Yeah, we're moving back to a Chinese game. This is CCM versus EOA, and EOA I'm sure none of you guys heard of. If you guys have heard of them, kudos to you, but I don't know anything about this team. Probably one of those younger Chinese teams, so I don't expect them to do anything against CCM. And yes, I do expect this game to be a stomp. And you can just tell, man, this game, they couldn't even find an observer to be in this game. Like, China has got, we have like 20 billion people, but we can't find someone to observe this game. So, I mean, that if that's an indication of what quality of this game is going to be, yeah, just gonna leave it at that. So most likely CCM is gonna just pull a stomp, which I used to hate casting stomps because it's probably not very exciting. But on the other hand, on the flip side of the coin, you can learn quite a bit from it, whether the picking, whether it's playing, whatnot. And generally, in most cases, the better teams will get outpicked. But like in CCM in this case might get outpicked, but they probably will outplay EOA. That is my guess. I think the last time I casted such an kind of a lopsided game was in a dual commentary with Jack. I think it was eHome versus some like LSSX or some unknown Chinese team, and it was mostly the same thing. So I hope that commentary is really old, so you should have watched it by now. But let's move back into this game. And the reason I'm doing this kind of a lopsided game is that I just casted that game Garage versus GG.net. It was a very exciting game, but I feel like I didn't give it my 100% in terms of commentating, and I'm not too sure exactly why. Maybe I was casting so many Chinese games that European playing style just kind of threw me off. I'm not exactly too sure. Maybe I had an off day in casting. So just gonna go back into my comfort zone a little bit. I know this might not be the best game, but hopefully I can liven it up and make it a little bit more exciting, you guys. And you might be thinking, excitement in a Chinese game? That never happens, and we'll see. I did see one of the picks here. I took a quick peek at the parser and I saw Storm Spirit Jungle. I was like, oh my god, I gotta see this. Yes, of course, we have seen, I believe Yafit. Yeah, Yafit from formerly Nirvana China and now DK. We see him jungle Storm Spirit once in a while, and really, there's always been in the back of my mind, like, how do you do it? Why do you want to do it? Well, I can answer the question why. The reason why you wanted to put Storm Spirit in the jungle is there's someone that you want to get the solo EXP more. So whether that's an Invoker, I don't know, Bat Rider, Ancient Apparition, Weaver on the side lane, like there's some hero that you want the solo EXP more, and you want to give the team an extra solo lane. So that's why. Oh, that's a good reason to put him in the jungle. And he's an okay jungler, and in terms of how you do it, well, basically you pull like crazy, you stack up the camps like crazy, and then you use Lightning Remnant plus Overload, and just you do it that way. It's not the most beautiful way to jungle. By the way, the most sexiest way to jungle is either Beastmaster jungle with the Axis tree stack up and cut through like crazy, or Bristleback with stack up and then closer. But we never see anything like that remotely in the pro game. The only pro jungling we see is like Enchantress, Chen, Enigma, and Furion, maybe. So I want to do a little bit more focus on a Storm jungling game, and that's kind of different, right? We have never really seen that, so I hope that should be lovely. But let's look at the picks and bans. Doombringer, Pugna, Windrunner being banned. Venge, Visage, NAA banned for the Scourge. Scourge, by the way, is EOA. They do have the Invoker first pick, and the TIE Hunter, and the Bat Rider, so right off the bat, I believe they got some of the best heroes in this version. But meanwhile, CCM do have something that's really good, Lich and Weaver. And Lich, by the way, you guys all know my love for this hero. Can trialing very efficiently with Dark Ritual, can solo very efficiently with Dark Ritual. In either case, he should be really good. But as I told you earlier, they have a jungle Storm, so this indicates that they're going to have many solo heroes, and since we're talking about solo heroes, Lich is very excelling in that. And just from the jungling Storm fact, I know that this Lich is going to be soloing. Right, let's see what they're going to pick up next. I really like this tied third pick by Scourge. This means Tide, by the way, is one of the best counter-initiating hero. Let's say if he jumps into the tower, you can have the Tide TPing in, and then he comes in, and even if you have 2 or 3 guys, friendlies trying to gank the enemy, with a TIE standing between you and the hero that you're ganking, it's going to be really difficult when he drops that ult. So I do like that pick in terms of counter initiation. It kind of like, well, I don't want you to go into Lion, I don't want you to go into Clock, I don't want you to go into Storm. But Sentinel says, after that, we're going to go in the Storm anyways. Meanwhile, we're seeing a Shaker ban and a Broodmother ban. Broodmother lately has been seeing some ban, and she's been phasing out. Like at the end of 6-9C, people were not banning or picking her, but now 171B, it seems like the Broodmother trend has came back alive. So probably due to Ferrari from what is that team? Oh, he's right here. Yeah, lol, CCM. I'm not sure why they would ban it, because Ferrari is like one of the best Broodmother players I'm gonna just come out and say he's the best Broodmother player in the world. His Broodmother control, his micro is just insane. Like he's almost playing ladder. He would just spawn spiderlings in lane, and then just send them all over the jungle, like all over the jungle. You see this mini map? He'll be like, yo, right there, right there, right there. He even farms ancients. He farms the enemy. Like it's marvelous. He's like playing StarCraft when he's playing Broodmother, and he's Chinese, so that makes a lot of sense, right? So I don't know why CCM would be banning the Broodmother. I'm sure the Scourge play would have banned him for them, but I guess they knew they were going to be jungling Storm. So well, jungling Storm is not bad, but the Broodmother would kind of use spawn spiderlings to mess that up. So, well, yeah. Moving away from the picks a little bit, I just want you guys to know, just finished Madoka, and I have to say, one of the best anime I have ever seen. Like one of the best anime I have ever seen. I won't urge you guys to check it out because I know like 80% of my viewers are like Bleach and Naruto fans, and like it boggles my mind. And if you're a Bleach and Naruto fan, you probably won't like Madoka. But if you're the 20% that don't like Bleach and I'm just hammering on the Bleach and Naruto fans a lot. And I mean, everyone could enjoy their anime. I don't really care, but I say if you have a spare 60 minutes or so, give the first 3 episodes a try. I think the first 3 episodes would be a very good indication whether you'll like the anime or not. It might be like, what the fuck, what is this? Or it might be like, oh my god, this is really good. So just mark my word for it. Give it 3 episodes and see whether you like it. I completely love it. Love the religious undertone. Love like all the symbolism. It's a darker and deeper anime. So if you're not into that, forget it. But also one thing I want to give a shout out, which I don't give enough shout out to, is some of our newer commentators and some of our member commentators. So if you want to know who is on the DC staff, go to my channel. I have a little side box really set up. All the DC staffs will be linked on from my channel. And also, I do have another YouTube account. I'm not sure if you want to subscribe to that. There's nothing really on it other than all my intros. So if you want to know what song this Pin Bass intro that I just played is from, go to my channel. And then under it, you will see Luminous Studios, which is my second channel. And then within that, you can see, all my channel, all my YouTube intros. You can check it out, the songs, and I also wrote like what inspired me to make that intro. So if you want to check that out, but never mind my channel. Check out some of our newer commentators, Docs Dota, Cold Blooded. 2 of our newest staff commentators. You might want to subscribe to them because even though we post their videos regularly on Dota commentaries, they might be a day or 2 later than when it's uploaded. So if you want your commentaries right then and there, right hot off YouTube, go subscribe to them. And they're great commentators and they deserve more subscribers anyways. I usually don't give a damn about subscribers, but it's a good sign. It's always good to show support to some of the newer commentators. That's why I think. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to the member commentary section. What if you don't know what the member commentary section is, we at DC want to promote more and more commentators because, well, I try to do this at least because I know when I started I don't know what the hell to do. Like I had to find my own way. You guys helped out a lot along the way, gave me some really good constructive criticism, and that helped me a lot. What DC is trying to do is kind of like make an environment that's easy for the commentators, that the new ones are starting out, to get the feedback they need. We have a couple guys on staff that just dedicates their time to giving feedback to the commentators, so that's really good. Also, if their commentary is up to snuff, we put them on the front page to give even wider exposure and wider feedback. So if you're into things like that, and also if you check out my channel, I have 2 videos dedicated to helping the newer commentator out, telling them what the technological aspect of commentating is, and giving some general tips of commentating. So if you're just interested in commentating, do check those videos out. Do check the member commentary sections out, and we will have people to help you along the way. But okay, enough shoutouts to all the stuff that's not about this game. You guys come here for Dota commentaries. You don't come here hearing me talking about anime, which I think some of you do want to hear me talk about anime. But never mind that. This is CCM versus EOA. I already said that, but let's look at the picks and bans. I do. Ooh. Okay, Morphling and Silencer. Morphling, by the way, is remember the Lumi Morph Chinese stats? I have seen Morphling lose one game. That's it. But I think this is gonna add to the second game on the list. No disrespect to EOA, but I don't like their picks. Because right off the bat, you know the Silencer and the TIE Hunter, just judging from the picks, right, is gonna go with the Morphling. What does that mean? Well, it means those heroes is not going to get a lot of EXP. They need to be pulling, they need to be ganking. The TIE Hunter mostly is going to be roaming a lot. And when you're doing pulling and roaming, you're not going to get quick level 6. Unlike Crystal Maiden, unlike Vengeful Spirit, unlike Witch Doctors, who are really, really good heroes when they're low level, TIE Hunter needs level 6. And I'll pause right now because we have some very interesting picks from Sentinel. Yeah, TIE Hunter needs level 6. Without level 6, you're just a glorified melee creep that could slow and nuke. That's it. Well, I suppose that's a lot better than a melee creep, but you know what I'm saying, right? Without level 6, TIE Hunter is going to be useless. Same thing with the Silencer. He could harass in lane, but once those team fight breaks out without level 6, he is going to be useless as well. And for Silencer, you need some HP to tank it up. You don't want to be a one-shot wonder. Once you cast your ult, you don't want to be useless, right? So, I just don't like your picks. It's a lot. Well, not a little bit. It's very EXP dependent. Invoker is a very EXP dependent hero. Bat Rider also, well, somewhat EXP dependent. He's quite farm dependent. So you have 5 hero that is EXP dependent. That means you're not going to be roaming a lot. And against a team that is like Weaver, Lich, Zeus, and Storm Spirit, really high mobility, high ganking, high nukish hero, you need to counter gank. You need to roam a lot as well. And just off that fact, even if the Scourge team have a Morphling, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot picking up that Silencer. Yes, Silencer countered the Zeus really well, countered the Storm really well, but I think you want something that's something that's less EXP dependent. I hope that point came across. So let's look back to the Sentinel. Now, if you see these lanes, you see these heroes, you kind of understand why the Sentinel would want a jungle Storm, right? The Zeus is going to soak up a lot of EXP. The Lich is going to soak up a lot of EXP. We're most likely going to see a dual lane of the Weaver and the Omni Knight. By the way, this game has no observers, so no farm check. Unfortunately, I'm going to turn off Fog of War so you can see the entire map. It's always annoying to do that, but hey, no big deal. Lich is going to go in the long lane solo, going for that standard boost of speed first. And this is, by the way, this is Zoe. Zoe plays usually the hardcore carry. Dusa, Morphling, Spectre, and whatnot. He's playing long lane Lich. I don't think CCM is actually taking this game 100% seriously. I think they would definitely not pick these picks if they're playing 100% seriously. But again, this commentary is mostly focused on this jungle Storm. Let's see what his item set is. Let's see how much gold he's banking up. He's banking up 200 gold, so he is going to go for that quick bottle. Gonna switch to the Storm Spirit's camera so I could follow his gold count and whatnot easier. And let's see what this Omni Knight is buying. Also, with the jungle Storm, that means the Omni Knight has to get both chicken and wards. So, you know, this strat is really, really hard on this Omni Knight. Omni Knight, by the way, is not range. Unlike a Crystal Maiden, unlike a Witch Doctor and Venge, you can't really even steal any creeps in the lane. Usually we see these kind of lanes where we have a dual lane bottom, and then they're faced against a Windrunner or a Clockwork or something like that. If you have a CM, you could just scare away the Windrunner or the Clockwork because you're range. And if you guys start to tray out like a you hit me, I hit you, the Weaver is gonna come in and help out. However, unfortunately for an Omni Knight, you can't do that because you're melee. They're gonna either outrange you or they're not even scared of you. So unfortunately, let's see what they're gonna have. They have a Bat Rider bottom lane, so we're not gonna see this Omni Knight harass a Bat Rider at all, or at least he shouldn't be. So no big deal. And here's what Storm Spirit needs to do. He needs to pull the level 1 camp and get a quick level 2 with those and get Remnant, Overload, Remnant, pull a level 4, excuse me. You want to have some low ganking, and then Remnant at 5. Somehow dual man blocking. Storm Spirit, it doesn't even need to go in the lane. Let's see. And this is a force. You can guys, if you're watching this, if you want to pull this, don't hit anything. Because if you hit anything, this mother effing guy over here is gonna start healing. Let's see who's this Ferrari playing. Let's see if he knows. I'm just bringing in. If he messes up, I'm gonna laugh. Are you gonna hit anything? Oh. Oh my, that was Luminous giggling like a schoolgirl, cause okay, Ferrari 80 times, maybe even 100 times better than a player than I am. But hey, I know how to pull some forest trolls and he don't. Getting trolled by trolls. Huh? Ferrari. That's right. That's right. Took on some. That means he just used a lot of mana. For have to go. That's cool. That's cool. Let's do this thing. This is by the way. I already said this. This is So at the top lane, and of course bot lane, we're gonna see doing some nice pulls. And yes, you can see the Storm Surge will be grabbing the XP. Really well done by the Omni Knight, realizing that he's gonna be helping out the Storm Surge in the jungle. So jungling, even though they're jungling, it's not a solo effort, which I like this. He's pulling, and he's not really gonna soak up too much EXP. He's gonna give some of the EXP to Weaver, playing by Xiao 8. Xiao 8, by the way, former carry player from Sunny, and you can see that Storm Surge, despite he could go get the EXP here, want to pull this camp. Yes, and you. About jungling Storm, you have to pull the big camp. You can stack maybe 2 or even 3 stacks on the big camp and just go crazy with your Remnant, because Remnant actually do quite a bit of AoE. And when that camp pulled, yeah, he's gonna go back to this level 1 camp. I'm gonna check out some top on the top lane. Morphling is, I can't check his farm, but yeah, I don't think farming is going to be matter at all, because most likely it's going to be a stomp. In the event that's not going to be a stomp, well, I'll just use item checks as opposed to farm checks. We can't have farm check this game. And of course, Ferrari, not only does he not know how to pull, doesn't know how to last hit against ranged Talons anyway, so he just missed some like 30 golds. Did get his bottle, so you see a Tango right now. Yeah, I think he's going to suicide to these creeps. Yeah, he's going to suicide to these creeps, because he's not sending the bottle to him. He's gonna just suicide. It's gonna cost him, 30 gold, but that is a quicker trip home. He's gonna pick up the bottle because he's level 2. He's gonna respawn really quickly, and then he's gonna go back to jungling. So I do like that choice. If you're jungling, don't ever be afraid of suiciding. Of course, spend all your gold first, or a good majority of your gold. And this is what I mean. We're gonna see a level 2 Tie Hunter. He's gonna be roaming around because the top lane doesn't need him. They have a Lich against the Morphling. Morphling's gonna be fine on zone. So the TIE Hunter is not needed there. As actually Morphling getting a little bit bullied by the Lich, tanking quite a bit of creeps. He's walking and trying to get a kill on Lich. I don't think he can, not with all these creeps stacking on you. So he's basically just took a whole bunch of damage, but he does have, holy mother effing, 7 tangos. He needs a salve right now though. He doesn't need no tangos. So what's going on in the mid lane? Invoker versus Zeus, but that's probably not a very interesting look at, right? You arc farm, I just last hit, yeah, it's not interesting. First blood being picked up by Zoe. My bad for missing it, but this won't be a luminous commentary if I don't miss first blood, right, guys? Right? Don't come, yeah. All right, so gonna check out the jungle. Yeah, he's still level 2, and you might be thinking like, well, why would you, you want the Zeus to pick up some levels? Sure, you want the Lich to pick up some levels, but is this actually even feasible? Is it actually good? Well, to answer whether it's feasible, well, Yafet did it, so I guess it's feasible. It doesn't require some Gosu micro or anything like that. Well, you just have to have some awareness of mana, how much damage they actually do to you, and whatnot. And he's gonna pick up Static Remnant as their level 3 spell, so no big deal. So I mean, in terms of level, you will hit level 6 once your dual lane hits level 6, so that's like 4.5 minutes in, maybe a little bit later, maybe 5 minutes in, so that's not too bad about hitting level 6. And as Storm said, you want to hit level 6 ASAP, so that's not. But he is getting ganked by these ogres, ogre clubbing him down. But in terms of the early game, this kind of thing is very, very susceptible to early game ganks, because he always spends the majority of his life at 50 HP. So and I believe the time where I casted Yafet's jungling Storm, he got killed by enemy clock. So generally you don't want to face against a clock when you're doing things like this, and also you want to be in the protected jungle. I'm 100% sure that if the Sentinel knew that there was going to be a tri-lane bottom, they wouldn't be doing this, because this Storm would just die. They knew that because the enemy team had a Morphling, the Morphling is going to be going to the top lane, so that means he's going to have an easy time in terms of jungling without being ganked. Because if you're jungling Storm and you're getting ganked, then your game plan is ruined. You're worse than a Crystal Maiden, because at least Crystal Maiden can be some help up early. Let's look at Invoker's item build, skill build, excuse me. I do like this choice, of course. In my opinion, this is probably the better skill build, as we see Lich is going to lose his tower. Basil Ring is turned on. Yes, Basil's Ring is turned on. And again, I always say this Lich is going to go down now. Yeah, I always say this. One of the easiest thing to beat a Lich in a tri-lane is just to push his lane. Because really, what is he going to do? He's going to Dark Ritual? Oh, he might live. Are we going to see a waveform? Yeah, we're seeing a waveform. So, Zoe not playing the best. Feeding already 2 kills. First Blood is one of them. And he's going to lose his tower as well. So, that is Zoe not having the best game. But who cares, right? Stormster is having the game of his life. He's creeping like he's playing ladder. What's with all these ladder reference? I love watching regular Warcraft commentaries. Not too sure if you guys do too. I check out a lot of commentaries even though I don't play the games. Like I check out Brew Ward and I don't play Brew Ward. I check out Lich, my friend. Lich, my friend. You're not level 6. Don't be that baller. It looks like the silencer has picked up the tower. So with those two kills, it's not bad. As we see, Dream actually dying somewhere. Oh, and Scourge actually died to the Lich. Ooh, Lich actually picked up the kill. So I missed the kill on the Zeus, and then I got the kind of tail off the kill on the Lich. So my apology for not catching most of the action. I probably will get better as the game progresses. But I mean these kind of like okay. I'm just trying to justify myself. There's no justification for missing kills. I know. My bad, guys. Don't hate me. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I don't watch a lot of I don't play Warcraft, I don't play Brew Ward, but you know I watch all the commentary as well. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys that are watching don't even play Dota. You guys probably play Han or LOL, but no big deal. I mean, I'm not gonna hate you for not playing Dota. Probably in my opinion though. Oh, by the way, I watch Pokemon commentary as well. Yeah, baller. I'm a baller. Pokemon's such a hard game. Like Dota, because there's so many different stuff in the game. Just so many. Yeah. Okay, but you guys are here for a Dota commentary. Going back to this Invoker skill build, you can see that he was having well, he's probably not maxing Quas, but he's maxing Wex. As we see, he's trying to kill attempt going on the Storm Spirit not level 6 despite having a lot of mana. He pops himself, it's gonna turn around, but this guy is motherfucking fast. Yeah, he is maxing Wex, getting the phase boots, going for a very mobility based play, and we've been seeing that kind of Invoker very frequently in the Chinese scene. And the reason he's really good for that, he has some sort of his kill range, and I haven't really been talking about kill range as a concept. Kill range in my definition is like how near you could be to kill a hero. For example, a Clockwork's Clockwork, the hero, his kill range is just ridiculously amount of high, because you could be like across a river, but he could just cook you and kill you. Like his kill range is ridiculously high. Some of the higher kill range hero is Palm with the long range arrow, you know, Zeus global kill range, right? Storm Spirit, you know, most of the competitive heroes, of course, Fisher. I wouldn't call it kill range, but you know, he sets up his teammate. But like Invoker, a lot of competitive hero has high kill range. As we see a diving attempt over here. Who are they going to kill? Zeus actually pops off the Bat Rider, and they are going to kill the Titan. So grip purification, that is a lot of pure damage. Like 280 pure damage at level 5. That's just insane. So they get a double kill at the bot lane. Meanwhile, I believe someone in Sentinel, Lich died once again. And it looks like, oh my god, Invoker takes another purification from this Weaver. Weaver he's out of mana. I don't think he can get another kill on Invoker. Invoker moving quite fast. Yeah, you can see that if he didn't have that movement build, he was going to be dead. But anyways, going back to Invoker, yeah, very high movement based play. Very good for the current kind of high movement base play, and his kill range is insane with that tornado. You drop EMP tornado, once he lands, his mana is drained. You could drop it in a cold snap and then just right click, and that's pretty much it. So now in any other normal game, I would advise him to pick up a Orb of Venom. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he didn't pick up the Orb of Venom so quickly, because he will outlane the Zeus if he has the Orb of Venom and drop a Cold Snap. But I think the reason he's not doing so is that he wants the Bracer, he wants the extra HP. Orb of Venom is not going to be that useful against the Weaver, because once he press C, like, your thing is done. But more so, he wants the extra HP, because, you know, Sentinel nukes pretty hard. They have the Zeus, they have the Purification. Purification, by the way, is 360 pure damage. That is pretty insane. So anyways, I do like the Sentinel's lineup in terms of having the Purification. They can pop it on either the Weaver or the Storm Spirit, who is usually quite weak against heroes such as the Morphling, and quite weak against the TIE Hunter and the Bat Rider as well. So yeah, I mean, you could still target, or can you target? I believe Replicate. I mean, not Replicate. I believe the Shield, Repel, has the same mechanic as a BKB. Like, I'm 99% sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that works out. So if you could target the lasso on a BKB unit, you should be able to target the repel unit as well. So, but even you could target him, like you can't still nuke him continuously. So that repel in that case is gonna help out as well. And let me check. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Sentinel is pushing your level 1 tower, and you have a level 4 TIE Hunter without ult, and you have a silencer that's level 6. So that's not bad. But you see that's what I meant earlier. A very level dependent base play. So yeah, is it gonna be level 4? That's not gonna help out. He's basically standing in the front, but Sentinel could basically ignore him. Like they could literally ignore him. He gush, and that's that hits pretty hard. We see some tornado dropping out, and based on that short range tornado, I think he got mostly quas. Yeah, he's been pretty quas heavy. So Chain Frost is online for the Lich. Lich, by the way, when he hits 8, should pick up Frost Armor. I'm not sure what he's going to pick up, but you should pick up Frost Armor because you're not going to be spending that much time in lane anyway. Your Dark Ritual is not going to be that... Like, you don't need to shorten your cooldown on the Dark Ritual, again, because you're not going to be in lane. So, but instead, you want the armor to help out your teammates. But, anyways... What was I saying? Yeah, Invoker skill build. I think right now this game is gonna be a very correct skill build. So we see Swarm. Are they gonna be initiating? Yes, the Spider or the Ant, the Weaver is coming in. Are they gonna drop the global? They need to drop the global. The global is dropped, but Chain Frost is already casted. So that was late as we see Chain Frost bouncing on these heroes like crazy. DDC already went down by the Chain Frost and getting a kill. Zoe actually picked up a kill right now, but Tai Hunter gush on Zoe. Zoe is gonna be going down for sure. Oh, who is going to pick up the kill? As we see, Xiao A picks up a double kill, and they're going to chase down this Tai Hunter. Tai Hunter, very low, no mana either. He pops a wand, but he's going to go down as well. Man, Sentinel just got so many kills, and critically, Xiao A got this big tower as well. So that was a 4-for-1 trade, 4-for-2 trade. That was definitely worth it for the Sentinel. At the meantime, they do have their Storm Spirit farming it up. Ooh, Robo Magi. You guys know what this means? No, it's not a diffusal blade. No, it's not a Django of Endurance. No, it's not going to be a Cyclone Stick either. What else makes it? And he already got Treads, right? So the last item in the game is gonna be that Orchids. At least I'm 80% sure he's gonna. I hope he doesn't make me look stupid and he just picks up a Django, which is quite probable in a Chinese game because Chinese love their Djangos. As do Nebula. Nebula derp joke. If you didn't get that, follow forums. I really love the DC forum because I have never visited another forum that's closely knit as a DC forum, but that's just me. Anyways, he's gonna make Orchids, and let's see how Orchid is gonna pay off. First, it's gonna be really good against Storm, so not Storm, the Morphling, because you basically get rid of his mechanism, and yet that's another stun. That's another very useful ability against the Invoker. So I do like that choice. Of course, you might be thinking, well, isn't Hex, always better than a whatchamacallit? In most cases, it is, as we see some chain. Ooh, was that Lich backstabbing? As we, they're gonna focus on the Morphling. Morphling is morphing to Strength. Not yet. He's gonna be okay. Bat Rider flying around like crazy. They're gonna try to focus on the Lich. Lich hasn't cast his ultimate. Can he cast his ultimate? He's trying to grab. Yes, they are gonna kill Lich first. And are they gonna focus down on the? As we see Zeus running around with Haste Rune. There's that ult from Zeus, and they need to focus on good. Quick invoke from the Invoker. Omni Knight goes down. They're gonna focus on the Tide. Hammer time! Bam! It's hammer time by Zeus. Zeus picks up another kill. He is on killing spree. Are they gonna focus on the Silencer or the Bat? They need to focus on the Silencer, in my opinion. No, they're gonna focus on the Bat instead. No, who are they gonna focusing? Everyone's just focusing like crazy. Oh, Invoker pops out of his Windwalk. Needs to be very careful. Bat Rider goes down to the Weaver, and they're gonna focus on the Silencer. Silencer, 300 mana, not many HP. He does have 4 Wand Charge. Uses it right now. Gotta be careful as we see. Ooh, Invoker. Oh my God, Lich respawns and Cameron drags back. Who are they gonna focus? They are very low HP. Is that Invoker? Invoker so low. His Ghost Walk is on the cooldown at 23 HP. He is juking like a mother effing champ, but no, Morphling comes back and yeah, he's juking that Zeus like no other. So I think the Silencer will go down now. Yeah, he finally goes down. Are they gonna kill the Weaver though? Weaver might die to a waveform as well. Man, that was an intense team fight. Invoker lived that throughout. That phase boot paying off, that wand paying off, and that ancient Django of Insurance definitely pay off throughout that entire team fight. But meanwhile, Zoe already responded. He's coming back. He's out for blood. He's gonna find that Invoker. Oh my God, Invoker might be going down. He's popping the phase boot. He's going in. Oh no. Invoker too smart for that BS. Pops the Ghost Walk. That means his teammates now know where that Lich is. They're gonna be chasing. Are they gonna get a kill Lich? Because Zoe must be like cursing itself right now because he knows the Lich is around, but he can't do anything about it. No AOE spells on him. Chain Frost does AOE, but not that kind of AOE. But Scourge's gonna give it up. And you see that with the regen of that Quas, he's already back at respectable health. But all that time, I think Storm Spirit was been free farming. I don't. Yeah, he was in that last team fight. So where is Stormster right now? I could use this. Ooh, so he does have his Oblivion Staff #1 finish. Has a haste. Has a regen rune. So this is a very interesting play. Again, I don't think CCM is trying 100%. 100% their best. So this might be some sort of experimental build as we see Stormster zipping in. I'm not too sure whether he could have accomplished anything. Silencer is one of the harder heroes to kill if you're Storm. But a Silencer, you can see that all these guys here are just getting raw HP, magic resistance, always a good choice against such a high nuking team. If you're wondering why Omni Knight does not have Soul Ring, it's not because he doesn't want a Soul Ring, because he's too poor, because he's been buying wards like crazy. I would check how many wards he has bought if this was an observer view, but again, these Chinese players can't find one of the 20 billion people in China to observe this game. So actually, to give them credit, EOA is not playing that bad. They're keeping with CCM, and that's more credit than at least it's more credit than I'm giving them. It's 11-10. So I mean, CCM is leading, but I didn't expect CCM to be so even going to mid game, because again, Scourge has a lot of level dependent play. That meant they didn't have as many roams, they didn't have as many ganks. So, well, granted, the Sentinel just had a jungle storm, so that meant they're not ganking either, and they had an Omni Knight. Like, Omni Knight can't gank, so both teams not ganking, which benefited the Scourge a little bit. So I suppose that's why it's as even going to this game. Invoker's not playing bad either. I'm really impressed with the Invoker. Has some quick finger on that Ghost Walk, so that's pretty good. Let's see what's going on. The Mono Boots being picked up. Who are they going to initiate? They're going to initiate on the Tai takes Nova, but I don't think they go on. Maybe a big team fight going on here. Invoker trying to pick off the Zeus. Chain Frost bouncing like crazy with no creeps around. Again, a late global. Man, this Silencer player is just not impressive. You need to go in the Ghost Walk mode. Unfortunately, Zeus reviews you, and so does Dust. So a little bit of a bad communication from Scourge. As I just, they're trying to get a kill on Stormster. Might be going down. No, there's that repel paying off. They're gonna make a kill on the Morphling, and the Spat Rider goes down. So that was a team. Oh, he's gonna TP out. He is gonna TP out. So 4-0 fight for the Sentinel. As I was saying, Scourge not playing that bad and just got wiped. So I don't want to take that away from them, because they didn't play badly until this team fight. This Silencer player need to ult before that Chain Frost is casted. That is the second time the Chain Frost has been casted, and then the ult comes off. I mean, really, level 1 global has what, 3 seconds? It's definitely not the longest global ult, but in terms of the silence, it's not bad, especially when you had guys jumping on like that, with Morphling waving in, and with the global ult being dropped by Zeus. You just use it. Like, you should cast your ult always before the Zeus casts his. Well, not always, but at the very least before Lich casts his, because once both the Zeus and the Lich cast their ult, like, your global silence have very little effects. Like, he's only gonna stop the storm. So I like this item choice. I believe that is gonna be a Force Staff. Well, it could be a Cyclone. Cyclone wouldn't be bad on Zeus. Gives him that extra disable. As we see, this is what I mean. That last word won't affect you anymore. Does he even have last word? I don't think he has last word. I mean, here's I'm trying to pretend as if I know last word mechanics. Next time he revives, I'm gonna see. Actually, I think last word will affect you if you're magically immune. As we see the Stormster zipping back, they're gonna try to kill on the Morphling. Morphing everything to strength. Can he survive though? This is why Morphling is such an annoying hero, because you'll survive long enough so your teammates will TP in, and that's gonna save. And 5 seconds to the moment of truth. Here we go, guys. Alright, he has it. So, okay. Either last word did not proc, or repels counters last word. One of you guys mechanics people out there, let me know. Invoker, he's okay. He's not gonna die to the Weaver, but the Weaver, once he comes in, he's gonna win the lane. But Weaver, 20 minutes, Vanguard, and what's this item? Sacred Relic. So he is farming like crazy. That like dominating streak or whatever, like a mega cure streak he had earlier, was helping out. And I think he got a tower kill in the mid lane. Yeah, he did. So that helped out a lot. Xiao A carrying it up like he's supposed to. Getting the back of Zoe. Zoe, by the way, usually carries a game late, but this game he's just been feeding. Not the most impressive play I've seen from Zoe. 2-5. He does have pretty good Chain Frost, and this is where the Orchid plays off. Yo, where's your replicate, bro? And they are going to get the kill with the amplified damage. You're going to focus out on the Invoker as well. Invoker is going to go down. Really good ganking swat from the Scourge. Stormster, very, very low HP, but unfortunately is not going to go down. Unfortunately for AoE, that is. No Blink Dagger just yet from the Bat Rider. Bat Rider had a pretty hard lane against the Weaver. I think he got dived upon. If if you're a bad rider, if you're getting dived, then then you're having a bad game. I with the healing, with the purification, you can't kill anything. With the repel, like you're not gonna hurt the Weaver. You're not gonna kill the Weaver in any way. So in that case, and double mana boots. This is why when the mana boots first came out, I was wondering, will tournaments like start to ban it? Just imagine a pushing squad with 5 mana boots. It's actually pretty insane. Like, it's literally insane. You could just out nuke your opponent so hard. But I've never seen that. I think it's feasible, because remember that, like, it was like my 20th something commentary maybe, when one team went 5 necro books. It was one of the most exciting game ever casted, because you just never see something like that. I'm just waiting for a team to do 5 mana boots and go for like a mid-game huge push, because a lot of times we see teams, they would win a team fight, or they would have the upper advantage in a team fight, but they couldn't push because like the opponent is out of mana. But in a case like this, it's not that bad. We'll see. Here we go. Zeus has a Force Staff, and the reason I was saying, well, he might be going to Cyclone, but I was guessing Force Staff is that he already have the mana boots, so the big bulk of his mana problem is solved, and the Force Staff is pretty good in terms of these kind of all right. Nothing chill like a boss. Just some Chain Frost initiation against one hero. Prevention Chain Frost. Just in case someone comes in to help out. You need to drop down your Prevention Chain Frost. Zoe is Zoe's playing pretty shitty. Not gonna lie, that was okay. All right, and okay, Tidehunter walks in, but are we gonna have a global follow up? Are we? No. Okay. All right. That's cool. Now Tidehunter is gonna get Degen aura. He doesn't have Degen. Wow. Are you serious? You could get a single level regen, a Degen. That wouldn't be bad. They're gonna focus on the Omni Knight, and that is the ult from Zeus, signaling the team fight. Oh, Stormsurge. Hello, Stormsurge. There is that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bad Rider going down as well, and I want to say, well, this is why his Jungle Storm is good. But then another part of me asks, well, why can't you just do this playing a solo mid storm? I think when you play a solo mid storm and you're getting that much farm, I think there's a different kind of expectation. Like, oh, okay, well, since you're getting so much farm, I want you get that quick BKB so you can zip in and go crazy. But really, they don't need a BKB, because guess what? They have repel. Oh, by the way, when I was not looking this. This is epic bats part 2. If I wasn't paying attention, was like, oh, big team fight going on, and then once I looked later, racks are gone. If you get that epic bat reference, kudos to you. If you don't, search epic bat on my YouTube channel and then have some laugh. But anyways, yeah, you don't need a BKB this game, so I guess that's why you went for Orchid first. And earlier, yes, I was comparing to the Hex versus Orchids, and a team fight disrupted me. Well, if you think by comparison, and no, I did not think of this myself. Pavjo, one of my teammates, did. He said, well, Hex stuns for 3 seconds, Orchid stuns for 5, or not stuns, silence for 5. And against heroes such as Necrolite, or in this case Morphling, a longer duration stun would be better, because your teammate is going to be coming in. You already have the zip and pull, so you're going to be catching up for sure, and you just want as much time for your teammate to come in. So, I mean, I buy that. That's really good. I believe I saw Yafet's Storm going Orchid once against a Necrolite. I'm not too sure what that does. Yeah, maybe it was Zoe or something. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was Ferrari again. I'm not sure. But another Chinese Storm went Orchids against a Necrolite, and it worked out splendidly that game. So it's a good item. And again, like we always give bad rep to Chinese play. Well, they build the same items, they play the same playing style. I believe this game is pretty action packed. It's 24 minutes. There's like 30 something kills. Like, oh my god, like this is actually a Chinese game. No, you're not blind. This is actually a Chinese game. So Chinese can play a high pace team fight heavy action game. So nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the usual farming style. Django being popped, the EMP Tornado being ever as annoying. EMP Tornado is actually very weak. Oh, a zip coming in from the storm. There is that BKB. Well, even if you have a repel, there's no reason to not get a BKB, as this is a very good Storm Spirit item. And it's going to get killed on the... Oh, wow. That was like only from the Sentinel Tidehunter. It's going to go down. I believe this is going to be GG. Yeah, this is going to be GG. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, they call it GG. The Rax is not even down. You know what I'm going to do? For those of you guys that are... that got all the way to the end, I'm gonna put like 10 extra minutes of nothing but blank at the end of this commentary. So for the people that were watching like 20 minutes ago, they were like, "Oh yeah, man, this is gonna go late. This is gonna go late. Have a Morphling." I'm gonna troll people so hard. I'm gonna troll people. Okay, so anyways, some late game analysis, some end game analysis. What's going on? Okay, uh, so I was talking about what a jungling storm was doing. Okay, it worked out fine this game, but I think another reason why it did fine this game is that because the Scourge team, not because they play bad or anything, I think actually they play pretty well, but because the Scourge team wasn't doing many ganks themselves. Like the Tie Hunter, he did do some roams, not bad, but he's not gonna, like, he was a top lane. He's not gonna roam all the way to the enemy jungle to find a damn storm. But if you have a Venge or if you have a Crystal Maiden or a Clockwork, for God's sake, he will hunt you down. And that, I think that was the kind of the reason in terms of picks it worked out. And also, of course, Sentinel doing their homework, knowing that the Morphling was going to top lane. They saw that the Scourge was a very EXP dependent tri lanes, EXP dependent lanes all the way throughout. So it was good awareness, and because they had, it wasn't destined, it wasn't set to someone that, oh, we're gonna jungle storm. Like, once they had their heroes, they could, in theory, put aside a top solo Zeus, a solo mid Storm, and then a tri lane bot. Nothing wrong with that. Like, that works out fine. Lich, again, great in tri lane. He's a versatile hero like that. So because all the picks worked out, the jungle storm was fine. And with the jungle storm, they freed up some EXP for the Zeus, make a very quick mana boots, and then everything just roll down the hill that way. Also, if you keep playing the jungle storm, because you're not getting some early game farm, you notice that he wasn't in the first couple team fight. He wasn't in this big mid push going on, and he wasn't in this big crazy team fight at the top lane where like everyone died, because he was farming. Like, and for jungle storm, you need to actually abandon your team halfway through to farm something. But once he farms up the Orchid, he was absolutely everywhere, ganking Morphling at least 2 or 3 times, and then the game was kind of done. So I mean, I'll let you take it for what you want. It's effective in this game. It did fine against Morphling. I think another reason why it's effective in this game is that you could see the Scourge team very late, so they're not gonna get their big items until, maybe even till 20 more minutes later. So once you make a quick Orchid, that's just treat it as a 5-second disable on heroes such as Invoker or Morphling, because 20 minutes in, what is gonna be a silence Morphling gonna do? Nothing. What is a silence Invoker gonna be doing? So 20 minutes in the game, that Orchid far outclass Hex. So don't always think Hex is the best item. Every item has its own use. So in this case, we saw how Orchids is a lot better than Hex in that case. So I believe that's it. Despite all the shit I've been giving to EOA, they actually, they kept up with CCM, and I don't think not many teams could brag about that. So at one point it was like 11-10, and since then they got 1 kill. So okay. Anyways, so gonna close off this this commentary by reiterating those shoutouts I gave earlier. Check out our member commentary section, because there's a lot of new commentators, and if you want to be a new commentator, hey, DC will welcome you with open arms. We will help you out with the technological and the constructive feedback and all that stuff. We'll help you out. And go watch 3 episodes of like right now. Just go watch it, and you might like it, you might not, but don't knock it until you tried it. So, and then that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I hope this commentary was remotely better than my last one. I feel like my energy level was a lot higher this game, so it should be good. And I apologize for missing some early kills, but Luminous. And okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and until next time, this is Luminous, and I hope all of you guys got trolled, man. You guys saw, oh man, this is a long ass commentary, because everything after this is all blank. See you guys.